Hello, Gemini. Thank you for tuning into your love read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Modern Spellcaster's Tarot by Melanie Marquis, illustrated by Scott Murphy. For the supportive Oracle cards, I'm going to use the Angel Answers Oracle cards by Noreen Virtue and Radley Valentine. Alright, I already shuffled, so we're going to do the relationship for Gemini first. Then we're going to do the single second. Sorry about that noise. No, I'm not really sure. Do we want another one? No, they're telling me no. Alright, what do we got going on here for Gemini? Relationship. This is what I'm coming to the strongest here. So we'll start with this. It's on your partner's side. It seems to be what's kind of causing some type of problem here. Or like it's part of the situation I'm getting. Now, they have the Ten of Pentacles with the King of Wands behind it. I feel like they're very happy with the situation with you and them. And it's something about the stability of the relationship, something it's been built on or being built towards. Like you're going towards this. It's a stable piece of your relationship that they're very connected to, they very much want. But I feel like when you have the King here with it, the King of Wands, they're trying to push it forward faster. It's something that's stable, that's already a part of this, but I feel like they're trying to cement this in a little deeper. In fact, I might even say it's the goal of the relationship for them. Almost like either like buying a house, possibly marriage. I don't know, I'm not really going towards that too strongly. But there's some type of cementing and maybe moving in together. I feel like it's more like that. There's something they're trying to push forward to like make this more of a like a lockdown between the two of you, to where everything is cemented in really tightly. Now, I feel like this is going. They're trying to make it move faster than it was originally agreed upon, or faster than you thought it was going to happen. I almost feel like you maybe like whatever it is you're going towards, you seem to have been thinking this was a good idea, but it seemed a little bit farther out. But your partner likes it so much that they're trying to make it happen kind of like now. For some reason, I don't feel like you're ready for this. Now, what also seems to be making the situation rough is like, I feel like you're following their lead. You're going along with this. I almost feel like you have maybe the opinion that, you know what, it's going to end up there anyway. Now, later. But I feel like this is causing some problems here, because I don't know what's going on, but it feels like something isn't hitting right. The question is why. Now, ironically, I really think the fact that this is a problem and your partner's pushing it forward, I'm still getting, though, even though they're pushing it forward, I feel like they're the ones that they're going to actually have the problem with it. I feel like it's not you that's really going to have the problem. But this is going to be a problem, is what I'm getting. I don't feel like it's you having the problem with it going forward, though. I feel like you're very fluid with it. I'm thinking it's going to be your partner, actually, which is really ironic, because they're the ones trying to kick it forward faster. Okay, so I'm getting, as this goes forward, because they're seeming to want it to go faster, you're like, okay, let's do it then. The Knight of Wands, like I feel like you're jumping right in. Like, all right, you want to go faster? Let's go faster. Now, why is this a problem if you're getting right on board with it, is my question. Were they not expecting that, or is it... Because you're going right forward with it. Like, you're jumping right in. But this seems to be a problem. Because I feel like when they're like pushing it forward, let's go forward faster. Let's get this, like, if it was moving in together, you know, buying a house, something where this is seeming to make you guys more bound together in some respect. However that is. You're like, all right, let's do it. Fine, you're right. that's when I feel like it hits this point on their side with the Eight of Pentacles. Like it's almost to the point where, all right, for example, if we're going to use the house analogy, you're going to, sign the contract to purchase this house together, whatever that is. And of course, that's just the analogy for this. It can go many other ways. I feel like you probably realize that. It's almost there, but I feel like that's where like the cold feet happen on your partner's side. Like they get the Four of Coins, Four of Pentacles, if you will. Like they're like, whoa, 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 wait a minute, wait a minute, whoa, 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 wait. Like they feel like they're like holding off. Like wait a minute, oh wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. What have I done? Like why am I like? I feel like there's like this moment like, oh, wait. I mean I know I wanted this, but wait. Like something is like really pulling them back, and I feel like they might be. When they hit this moment, they might be holding on to like a technicality, and I say that in like, for example, I'm going to use the home analogy again. Wherever the home is, they're like, oh, but you know what, I don't know about this neighborhood, or oh, it's just far away from this, or oh, it's going to be harder for your family, or my like I feel like they're holding on to a technicality, but the true thing behind it is like it's happening really fast, even though they seem to be the ones initiating this. When it's actually going to happen, it's just like they're having a little bit of a choke. They're just like, oh, wait, oh, hold on, oh, like they're freaking. I feel like they're freaking out a little bit. Like they're kicked it forward. You're right on board with it. So it seems, it seems to like get ready to happen. Like it's gonna happen. Like I'm getting rough energy. The hiccups are happening. The burps actually. Burps, hiccups, whatever you want to call them. I think it was like a combination of the two. But I feel like they're really like it's like ooh. Like I feel like they're getting really nervous. You're handling it very well at this point. The fact that you have the Knight of Cups, I'm getting, for this situation, pushing forward in a love respect, you're still just kind of going along with what they want. If they want to wait, or if they want to back out of this thought, because I feel like at this point they can, whatever point this is happening, they can back out. I feel like you're allowing that. But you're coming from a place of love. You're like, oh, all right, you don't want this for that reason? Okay, all right. Like, I feel like you're just kind of flowing with it. Like, okay, all right. Because originally it wasn't going to happen this fast anyway. But, again, you're coming forward with love here. You got the Knight of Cups. You're willing to hold back, and you're reconsidering going forward with this because they seem to have a hard time with it. So you're stuck. You're kind of like, all right. Because I feel like it's putting this question like, all right, wait a minute. We originally were going to go this far. You said you wanted to go quicker. I agreed to that. Now you don't want to do it. Does that mean you don't want to do it at all? Like, why are... Like, I feel like that's the Four of Swords plus you're reconsidering the whole situation. You're just like, wait a minute. This was your idea to go faster. We were going to go here anyway, and you said you wanted to go faster, but now you're putting the kibosh on it. Like, I feel like you're starting to rethink the whole situation. Does this mean you don't want to do this at all, or why are you stopping this now? I feel like you're getting to that point, because you're seeing through this. You seem to be seeing through, like, the technicality. You're like, you don't want to do this, but I don't understand why. Like, is this not at all, or just not now? Like, I feel like it's very upsetting, because you're like, why did you kick it forward faster, and now you're just stopping it altogether? It's putting you in a spot where you're feeling upset because you got the Ten of Swords here. You're just like, I feel like you're looking at this like, is this just like a no, like we're not doing this at all now? Because I feel like the way it's stopping abruptly and you're just kind of going with it, you're kind of, I feel like it's making you nervous in the sense of like, maybe this wasn't going to happen anyway. You're left with this question, like, is this just no at all? Like, we're not going to do this at all now? I'm seeing on the other side, they're having this cold feet moment, and they got the Five of Cups, and I feel like they're having this moment where they're realizing they pushed this forward too fast. They're just not ready for it to happen yet. They're not ready for this yet. That's the thing. They got a little overexcited, and they got a little overexcited and wanted to go forward faster. You were very easily, you're like, yeah, all right, fine. And they realized, I feel like afterwards at least, they're realizing they pushed too fast and they shouldn't have done that. They need more time to get used to this idea. Even though it was exciting, it's like when it's almost like they got caught up in the excitement and wanted to do it, and then when it started happening, they're like, I do need more time to think this over. This is actually a big thing for me. I need more time. I'm just not ready to go forward with this just yet. But the Five of Cups is telling me they're feeling like, I feel like there's a little bit of like upset on their side too, because they're really not ready to go forward yet. But they're realizing they damaged this situation. They're seeing the damage they did to it, and there's a problem there. And I feel like they're trying to walk away from what's going on right now. The situation, not you, but the situation itself. I don't feel like they want to talk about it that much. Like they're just kind of walking away from it, and they're just trying to, I don't know, they're stopping the situation from going forward. You're okay with that. You're like, all right, if you don't want to do it, then we don't need to do it. But I don't feel like they're talking about how they're feeling or why things happened. And they're just kind of skulking away and just trying to ignore that it even occurred, is what I'm getting here at this point. And I get, in the future, they've got the Queen of Cups here, but a lot of times in this deck I notice a lot of times I notice she has her hand over that cup. Like she's holding back her emotion. She's trying to play it cool. The love is still there for you. Like this person loves you. And it seems like they're trying to watch. They're paying attention to you. They're trying to see if they really damage the relationship in any way, or if you're upset with them in that sense. But I feel like they're also waiting. Because they do want to do this still. They do still want to do this. But they're waiting for the right time to bring it up again, because they don't want to bring it forward again until they're ready to do it. The perfect timing here next to the Queen of Cups, I feel like they're holding back. They're not talking about the situation until they're feeling comfortable and ready to actually go forward. I feel like they're looking at it like they disappointed you, but you still want to do it. They're still watching to make sure you still want to do it, but they don't want to open the conversation or start up that whole situation again. And I feel like to them, if they start that conversation, it's going to get it going again. So they don't want to talk about it just yet. They're waiting till they're ready. So they're going to bring it back into play when they're ready. That's what the perfect timing is saying. And hopefully, because I'm feeling like this might be the purpose of this reading for you, because you seem to be going forward like you're balancing it out, the good and the bad. You're trying to understand why it stopped, but you still have hope for this relationship. You both have cup cards, court cards here. I do feel the love going towards them from you and coming back from them towards you. Like there is love here. And the High Priestess, I mean, she's royalty in my opinion, but she's not a part of the court system. I get that, so maybe I shouldn't say that. But you're looking at this, you're trying to like sort it out. You're like, you know what? I see this love from them. I know they love me, but I'm not understanding what's going on with the situation. I feel like you're getting something like, they're being like, I feel like they're like very accommodating to you at this time. They're trying to make it up to you without talking about the situation. So I feel like they're doing things extra nice for you, like things that you would like. You might be getting some gestures or like gifts or something they would do to like make sure that you're still in favor to them, like you still understand that they love you. Like I feel things like that are coming your way, and I feel like you're getting that. So you're balancing out like how you're being treated with what actually happened to the situation, and you're just like, you know what, maybe I'll just let this kind of lie for now. I feel like you're balancing it out because you're realizing the love is still there, but something wasn't right with the situation, and I do feel like you're kind of waiting for them to come towards you. Especially with the High Priestess, you seem to realize they need to kind of simmer down or settle in with the situation before they can bring it back forward. And you might be looking at it with this sense of like, I don't know if it's going forward or not in the future, but they're going to talk with me later. I feel like when they're ready, they're going to come towards me. This is actually a healing moment because I feel like you're looking at it like you're seeing gestures of love towards you, and you're realizing the love is still there. You're not understanding what was wrong with the situation or why it had to stop. But I feel like you're realizing it has nothing to do with the love. It's just something seemed to be bothering your partner. Hopefully this reading is showing you that it's just that it went forward too fast. Even though they're the ones who started it, they pushed it forward too fast, and they just need time to get used to it. I do feel like they're going to bring it around again, but when they're ready to actually move forward. I feel like they're looking at you like you're just gonna, when you're ready to. Well, I feel like they're looking at you like you're just gonna follow what they're ready for. When they're ready, you'll go with it. So they're just being careful about when they talk about it again. But it does look like it is gonna start up again, whatever that might be. If like we're gonna use that house analogy again, they're not gonna start talking about it again until they're comfortable and ready to start moving forward. And I feel like they might take it a different direction. For example, if this time it started off with, all right, I really want to do this, let's start looking at houses, you start looking at houses. The next time they bring it around, they might take it a different route. Like, instead of looking at houses, they're like, you know what, let's start looking at our own places and what we have and start downsizing so that, you know, we can move everything together. Like, let's get everything prepared and then start looking for the house. Like, let's get all these other ducks in a row before we start doing that. So they might come at it in a different angle when they're ready to go forward. But also as a way for them to prepare and be settled and ready to actually, like, so it sinks in emotionally, so they're sure they're ready. I hope that makes sense. That makes sense? I think it did. Comments will happen, I know. So you'll let me know. I think we're good though. This does seem to work out well. I am noticing I'm not having a connection card between you and your partner here at the end. So when they come back around, I feel like that's very flexible. It depends on them. But it's definitely not going to come back around until they're ready. So when it does start up again, that should be easier for you. I do feel like you're going to be kind of looking at it a little bit sideways, like, are you just going to set me up for the fall again, or are we going to actually do this again? But if they're coming around a different way, I feel like that's a big key indicator that, you know, they're doing something different to make sure. They're also trying to make sure that they're honestly involved and ready to go forward by taking it a different direction. That way they have more of an emotional connection to the situation where they're not feeling so caught off guard, because I feel like they pushed forward too fast and they caught themselves off guard the first time here. Alright, I feel like I'm talking about this ad nauseum, so I think we're ready to move on. Okay, so I think that made sense. Of course, the comments will happen. Thank you for all the comments. So let's wrap this part up. Let's do Gemini single. I mean, I feel like that was a pretty good read because it's ending pretty well, so that's good. I had one other sign during this batch of readings that I think it was Capricorn. That one was rough. I'm still thinking about it. I'm just like, but I know I am definitely one of those readers. As it comes across, I give it as it comes across. I don't see the point in just telling somebody a happy fantasy story. If it doesn't come across that way, I do that. All right. And of course, these are general reads, so they may not resonate with you anyway, but hopefully, if they do, they make sense. Let's do Gemini single. What do we have for Gemini single? Empowering information to help them move forward in the way they want, to strengthen their lives, to bring them power and empowerment. Gemini single. What do we have for you guys? Let's do the Oracle cards too here. Gemini single. Oh, this card wants to pop out. Do I want to? I don't know if I want to put it. I want that over here and I want it face down even though I already know what it is. Like, stop putting down cards. Alright, I'm going to stop putting down cards. I'm thinking I know what that was. Now I'm like questioning what I just put down there, but that's okay. Let's go through your read and find out what's happening. Now, I'm noticing in the past you had the moon. Now, I'm getting this as a good feeling. Things, I feel like, started off pretty well with this person, but they didn't cement in the first time. And I feel like the first time this person came around, or recently at least, fairly recently, I don't know, they may have been around for a while, but there was a moment here where you were feeling it for them, but nothing seemed to happen from it. Now, I'm getting, even though that moment, nothing seemed to happen romantically, I do get like there's a friendship or some type of connection that there is there already. I don't feel like there's a romantic connection yet, but I'm getting like you felt it, but the romance didn't happen. Now, with this Ten of Pentacles at the bottom, I'm getting like a lot of times I get a very solid friendship with this card. It talks about stability and feeling safe, like a very fortified home, um, financial stability, things like that. But I'm especially in this situation, I'm feeling like, especially when it comes to like a romance situation, there's a very strong bond or like a friendship. Like there's a trustworthy situation going on here. I get trustworthy here too. Like you've gotten to know this person, I feel like you trust them a little more, but I feel like you also are feeling some feelings of love for them still, but you're not. It's not seeming to go into the realm of romance. And I'm not sure you're thinking that they're feeling the same way. Like, are they feeling romantic about you? Is the question, and I feel like you're not sure. Now, the top card here, which is usually I describe as the weather, like the weather can change every 2 hours in some places. But usually, when you get into a season, it sticks around for a while. Even though this is based in a spot that, like, there's trust. I feel like there's trust and there's some respect going on here. I'm getting, though, currently you're just kind of trying to stay above the situation, trying to not get too emotional. I don't feel like you really think the other person is romantically inclined in your direction, so I don't feel like you're making moves or, like, talking about it. I feel like you're still thinking about it, but you're not really expressing it. Okay. Now, when this first starts out, this person that you're thinking about, I got the Chariot for them. And I'm feeling like they seem to be involved with something which makes you feel like this is off the table. Especially when you have the Five of Cups. It seems like they're getting involved with somebody or there's something in their life has changed, and you're feeling like, well, if there was an opportunity, it seems to have passed. And you're feeling the Five of Cups because you're like, maybe I should have said something while there was still a chance. Because something's I feel like it's something that looks like they're getting involved with somebody, or something has changed in their life where it's kind of changed the connection between the two of you. And at this point, for some reason, you feel like the possibility, if it was there, has been taken off the table. And you might have a little regret thinking, you know what, maybe I should have said something just to see if there was something there. Maybe I should have just tried a little just to see if there was. That goes into this next spot, which is now the Eight of Swords with the opportunity popping in. Is this correct? Yes. So, I'm getting at this point in the future, something happens where they make it clear that they do like you. And at this point, something has changed. I feel like something has changed, though. And originally, I feel like at this point here you thought it was off the table. Then they seem to be showing you some type of favor. I feel like you're getting the nod, like they do like you. It's quite obvious. But the Eight of Swords tells me you're feeling like, wait a minute. Kind of like either they're sort of dating somebody or they've moved away, or at least something has changed. Like you're not connected like you were before. Something is still different here. And now there's restriction, but they're also showing you this, that they do like you, and you're just kind of like, what's happening? Because it's like, now it's like when the environment was conducive with actually trying to see each other, nothing was happening. But now that things have changed and it seems like they're off the table, now they're showing you that they do like you in a romantic sense. And I feel like that's causing some issues. Because you have the Page of Pentacles, and I feel like this is more connecting with, it does kind of connect through the reading. Like you're constantly looking, you're feeling those feelings of love, but you're wondering if anything's going to happen, and you seem to evolve to the next stage with like, should anything happen? Still with a bit of the tinge like, will anything happen? Because you seem to be waiting, but it's more of a passive card. It's more of a follower energy here. Like you're watching and you're absorbing, and it goes from a spot where you're thinking, I don't think the other person really feels the way I feel, and you're kind of holding those feelings of love like he's holding that coin, and you're kind of looking up at the tree like, how am I going to get this, like, how are you going to get this coin up in the tree? How are you going to get my love? How am I going to get my love over to this person if they don't really want it? Which then changes to this other feeling in the future with like, all right, I have this love, I do see that they want it, but like they're up in the tree. They're just in the sense of like maybe they're attached to someone else or seeing someone else, or circumstances have changed and they're not as accessible as they were before. So now it's a different type of challenge, but still a challenge nonetheless. Good. Now I was wondering where we were going to pull this part out. You get the Sun card in the environment. I'm getting through this whole situation. This person definitely feels for you, definitely, and has a lot of interest in you. Through this whole situation, I feel like they're looking at you in a very positive light. They would like to, I feel like they'd like to have you in their life in a romantic sense. And I'm like going slowly, like, is that what we're saying? Okay. Now, I'm questioning it. Is it the romantic? Because they're definitely, it's like a kindred feel to me. Like you've known each other in other lives type thing, that type of feel. Like this is a very familiar feeling, and they definitely have that towards you. Do they want you in their life? I'm getting they do want you in their life in a romantic sense, but it seems like now that there's challenges, it seems like now it seems to be more prevalent, or they feel like they're under the gun to see if there's any chance of this before they move on. I feel like that's what's going on here with the Sun card. Like, things are changing, and they're seeming to start to go in a different direction. So before they completely commit to this new direction, they're seeing if you're feeling the same way. Really. That seems kind of complicated. I really feel like these circumstances, whatever seems to, in your mind, I feel like it's taking them off the table as a possibility. To them, they're taking the same situation, and they're like, well, I'm clearly going to go in this other direction, but before I do, let me see if this other opportunity is here, because maybe I don't want to go in this direction. Maybe I want to go back and see about what there is to have with my Gemini friend here. Either way, you're looking at this in your thoughts like this is the world, in the sense of like, it's either going to have to go forward and be something great, or it's going to have to end and move into a whole different, like this is either the end of a phase in the sense of you're not going to see them anymore and they're just going to kind of fade out from your life in this possibility of the romance. Like it's either going to end the possibility of romance, or it's going to move forward and you're going to get involved in this with this person in a very romantic affair. But this isn't your thoughts. The world isn't your thoughts. You're thinking about this like it's either going to really kick into gear or it's going to completely stall out and die away. One of the two. It seems to be how you're looking at it. But remember, this isn't your thoughts. The world card is in your thoughts. It's not in the actual action line of what's happening. This is how you're viewing it here in the future, especially when this moment happens where they seem to push towards you and show you that they do have romantic feelings for you. You're like, well, I don't know about this. We're either going to have to, solve this, and then we're going to have to come together in a romantic sense, or I'm going to walk away from this completely because this is not a good idea for me, so I'm going to step away completely. And by figuring this romantic situation out going forward, that's up to you. You have to decide what that actually means. If you going to tell them, all right, well, you have to stop going that direction if you want to go this direction with me, or if you have some other way you're going to handle that, that's up to you. But to you, it's a left or right situation at this point. It's either going to take off and go in that romance sector, or it's going to die out and it's going to be the end of the friendship for now. Good? Yeah. Where are you ending? You have two cards. You have the King of Swords with the Knight of Pentacles. This is a definite, I get that this is a definite sharp conversation. Now, I'm getting right to the point. Like, I feel like this is getting right to the point. Whoever decides that it needs to be, but one of you is definitely pushing it to the point. And I feel like the other person is on the same level in the sense of like, you have to decide where you both stand and what you want to do about it. When I get this King of Swords, I'm getting like, this is a very strong, open communication. What do we want, how do we feel, and where are we going to go with it? The communication is extremely strong. When I get the King, clearly there's a person on this card. A lot of times it talks about a person, but I'm getting for this situation, this is like a very, let's work it out. Let's get the plan together and then decide what we're going to do with it. Where do we each stand? And then the Knight of Pentacles, you're going to make your decision, then you're going to start moving in that direction, and you're going to make it happen. The two of you are going to decide, is this going to happen? If so, if it's a yes, you're going to devise that plan, how you're going to do it, and you're going to start moving in that direction. If you're deciding, no, it's not going to happen, you're going to make sure that that's taken off the table, and then whatever causes this to go that way, you're going to start moving in that direction. If you need to step away from each other and stop talking to each other, then that's how it is. But either way, I feel like you're both coming together, deciding how you feel, what you're going to do about it, and then you start action. But the Knight of Pentacles is a slow mover. A dedicated builder, but a slow mover. So it's going to take some time to get to your desired outcome. I am getting, even though the sun is here on their side, they have to get to that point where they realize they're ready for this relationship with you. They seem to be a little apprehensive. And I'm getting like it might be the complications that have come into this situation that are causing this. They're a little apprehensive, like, all right, I started this other path, but now I see that this the one I really want, which is the Gemini, you, that's what I want. So now how do I get off this path? The you're ready for them, because this is in the environment. This means that they are able to do this. They can change direction. They can definitely do it. They just may need a little courage booster. You may have to help them through it, talk them up a little bit, remind them of their own strength to get through that. Because I feel like there's a little bit of apprehension, like they're a little nervous because like, oh, I started on this path and I checked this other path just to make sure before I got too far down this path to see if this one was open. That's you, the Gemini, and they're like, oh, it is open. And you know what? That's the one I really want. So they have to like now change course. They might have to backtrack at some. So I feel like you might have to help them talk that out, work that through. A little bit of a courage boost might be necessary, but they can do it. They definitely can do it, because the way this reading is hitting for me, it seems like they're going the same direction you are. But they are reminding me this is a general read, so whatever direction they're deciding, they might need a little courage boost just to stick with it, whichever way they're choosing. I feel like for the majority, they're going your way. That's what I'm feeling. Good? Good. All right, I'm going to wrap that up there. Thank you for watching. Of course, if you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com, james4astral@gmail.com. Thank you.